The factory whistle screamed through the fog of a cold New Jersey morning, the kind of sound that shook men and women out of their sleep, out of their beds, and into the reality of long shifts, calloused hands, and bills stacked on the kitchen counter. For generations, this whistle had been the soundtrack of working-class life, steady, demanding, unforgiving. But lately, the whistle carried a new weight. It was a reminder of jobs being cut, factories moving overseas, and families trying to hold on to dignity while the ground beneath them shifted. This was the world Anthony Scaramucci and Christie walked into when they decided to step out of the comfort of politics as usual and into the gritty fight for blue-collar America. Their paths were different. Anthony, the son of a construction worker from Long Island, who had climbed the unforgiving ladder of Wall Street only to realize the rungs were greased for most. And Chris, a scrappy New Jersey kid turned governor, who carried the bluntness of the neighborhoods where nobody let you forget your roots. Both men had lived their own versions of the American dream, but both knew dreams didn't pay mortgages anymore, not for most families. One evening, Anthony visited a shuttered manufacturing plant in Trenton. He stood among rusting machines, walls peeling with forgotten paint, and he thought about his father, who spent decades laying bricks without ever complaining. "If this was my dad's job," he whispered, "what would happen to my family?" Chris joined him that night, his heavy frame leaning against the cold steel of an abandoned press. "It's not about nostalgia," he said. "It's about dignity. You can't rip that away from people and expect them not to break." They began traveling together, union halls, diners, VFW posts, church basements, anywhere working men and women gathered. They didn't come with fancy charts or empty promises. They came to listen. A welder with tears in his eyes told them he hadn't had steady work in 2 years. A waitress, balancing 2 jobs and raising 3 kids, admitted she skipped meals so her children could eat. A group of truck drivers said they felt invisible, like the country was riding on their backs but never seeing their faces. The stories were raw, unfiltered, and deeply human. And for Anthony, who had once thought success was measured in skyscrapers and suits, something shifted. He began to see Wall Street differently, not as the enemy, but as a place that could do better. For Chris, who had tasted both victory and defeat in politics, it wasn't about the next election, it was about the next paycheck for people who couldn't afford to lose another one. But the fight wasn't easy. Critics mocked them, saying it was political theater. Corporate executives pushed back, warning them not to interfere with market efficiency. Even some of their old allies in government told them to let it go. Blue-collar jobs were gone, never coming back. That was the reality, they said.